tell us, don't worry, folks, we're going to unseal the Epstein files. I thought, great, finally, some justice, maybe even a name or two. I got excited. I put on a clean shirt. Then, bam, the judge says her hands are tied. I tell you, her hands are tied. Tighter than my wallet on a blind date. She claims the law won't allow it. Really, the law. These people bend the law more than my cousin Vito bending the truth on his tax return. They say it's to protect the integrity of the process. Yeah, and my Aunt Rita says she plays bingo for the exercise. Come on, we're not stupid. I'll tell you, the only thing getting unsealed in this country is my Amazon packages. And half the time it's stuff I didn't even order. This judge, she writes a 12-page decision like it's Shakespeare. Look, lady, it's not Hamlet, it's a bunch of sickos in a black book. Unseal the damn thing. They said they'd leave no stone unturned. At this rate, they won't even lift a doormat. And underneath that, just a constitution, shredded and used as packing paper. I get no respect. But now, neither does the truth. For this judge, right, Robin Rosenberg, she's the one who slammed the door on unsealing the Epstein transcripts. You know what they say. Behind every bad ruling is a worse backstory. Turns out she was appointed by Obama. I tell you, with connections like that, even the electric chair comes with a cushion. But wait, it gets better. You ready for this? Her husband, Michael McAuliffe, was the Palm Beach prosecutor on the Epstein case back in 2008. You can't make this stuff up. That's like asking Tony Soprano's wife to judge the RICO trial. He didn't give Epstein the deal, but he inherited it, and guess what? He enforced it. House arrest, work release, little wrist slap. The guy did more time waiting for valet. So now his wife, the judge, is the one ruling on whether the public can see those same grand jury documents. That ain't justice. That's family therapy with a gavel. It's like giving the getaway driver the keys to the evidence locker. Sure, Your Honor, totally fair. I tell you, if this was a poker game, the whole table would be related and holding aces. You know what she said in her ruling? That there's too much historical interest and the law won't let her release it. Lady, when your husband's name is sitting 2 feet from the crime scene, that ain't history. That's covering your ass. No wonder she kept it sealed. If that grand jury transcript ever got loose, half the country's elite would be lawyering up like it's prom season at Rikers. I tell you, the only thing grand about this jury is how grand the secrets are. And this judge, she gave justice the Heisman pose. So now the BBC runs a story, oh boy, saying Trump's name is in the Epstein files. Yeah, and I'm in the full book right next to Batman. They didn't say what he did, they just said he's mentioned. That's it. I tell you, the media throws around guilty by association like it's a raffle prize. Pam Bondi comes out and says it's all hearsay. The DOJ says, relax, being named isn't evidence of anything. Meanwhile, the press is out here with torches like it's a Frankenstein movie. Kash Patel even jumps in and says it's all part of a smear job. Same crew, same script. I tell you, if these people wrote Moby Dick, the whale would have been Trump. And poor Caroline Leavitt, they'd throw her out to answer questions about it. She looked like me on my first date, sweating, stammering, no clue what's going on. They asked her if they'd appeal the judge's ruling. She didn't know. I tell you, the last time someone looked that lost, they were in a corn maze with a dead cell phone. And you know what this whole thing sounds like? Russiagate all over again. We got evidence. Oh, wait, never mind. We made it up. It's like deja vu with a news ticker. Trump's name shows up on a document, and suddenly the media's having a parade. Meanwhile, Epstein had half the Clinton Foundation on speed dial, and no one bats an eye. I tell you, it's amazing. A guy gets invited to one party in Manhattan 30 years ago, and suddenly he's the ringleader. Meanwhile, the real freaks are cashing donation checks and flying first class to the island. So the press says, hey, is Trump going to appeal the judge's ruling? They ask poor Caroline Leavitt, and she's like, this just broke. I don't know. I tell you, she looked like a substitute teacher caught in a gang fight. I mean, give the girl a break. She didn't write the memo, she just wandered into the minefield. She's up there trying to sound confident while her own team's hiding under the podium. Now, what's with the DOJ? They keep saying they're considering options. I tell you, the only thing they consider fast is how to redact a document into a black rectangle. These folks act like they're fighting for transparency, but every answer comes wrapped in legal bubble wrap. You'd think Epstein's files were classified next to the nuclear codes. While we're at it, the White House keeps dancing around this like it's prom night at Langley. One minute they say they support releasing documents, the next minute they're stuttering like they forgot their lines on Broadway. I tell you, the whole administration's act like a guy who found his wife's phone unlocked, nervous, quiet, and sweating bullets. And that's the thing, if Trump really wanted to shut it all down, he wouldn't be asking to unseal stuff. That's not what guilty people do. Guilty people accidentally delete their emails and fly to countries with no extradition. But here, they asked her unseal, and a judge with a conflict the size of Delaware shuts it down. Then the press turns around and acts like Trump's the one hiding something. I tell you, the real criminals are hiding behind law degrees and NDAs. Meanwhile, Leibovitz up there sweating through a blazer, hoping nobody asks her if she knows where Ghislaine is. So now we find out Bill Clinton wrote Epstein a warm and gushing birthday letter for his 50th. I tell you, the only thing warm I've ever gotten from a politician was a parking ticket. This wasn't a happy birthday card from Walgreens. No. This thing read like a Valentine's Day note from a secret admirer. I half expected it to say, "Jeff, you complete me." And get this, Clinton visited the White House 17 times while Epstein was there. 17! I haven't seen my own family that many times in a year, and I owe them money. But nobody in the media cares. They act like Bill was just there to borrow a cup of sugar. Meanwhile, the guy's flying on the Lolita Express more than a Delta Platinum member. And then there's the painting. You know, the one, Bill Clinton in a blue dress, heels on, pointing at the viewer like, "Yeah, I did it." I tell you, I've seen haunted houses less creepy than Epstein's foyer. What kind of person hangs a painting like that? I've got a velvet Elvis in my den, and even that's more tasteful. And I bought it in Atlantic City at 3 a.m. Let me ask you, how many times can one man show up at Epstein's house, his plane, his island, his damn birthday party, and still say, "I had no idea what was going on"? I tell you, Stevie Wonder saw more than these guys claim. And Hillary, she's quieter than a mouse in church. Whenever Epstein comes up, she disappears faster than her emails. I tell you, when the Clintons are this silent, somebody's either dead, indicted, or negotiating immunity. Now, everybody talks about Epstein like he was just some creep with a jet and a massage table. But let me tell you, he wasn't just flying pervs to the island. He was flying money to the DNC. This guy was a bundler, okay? Not a fundraiser. Oh, no, a bundler. What's that mean? It means you know people with money and you convince them to donate it. Then you dump it all in one pile, wrap a bow on it, and say, "Look what I brought, boss." It's like money laundering in a tuxedo. Only difference is you get invited to galas instead of getting locked up. You think Epstein was valuable because he was charming? Please. The guy looked like a substitute gym teacher with a yacht. What made him valuable was his ability to move money, dodge taxes, and buy silence. And you better believe he had ties to the Clinton Foundation, donated to it, helped conceive the Clinton Global Initiative. That's right, he didn't just visit the island, he helped build the map. And don't even ask where the money went. Some of it went to foundations, some to offshore accounts, and the rest probably buried in a sandbox next to Hunter's laptop. These bundlers, they're like political middlemen with shell companies and burner phones. You ever try following that money trail? It's like chasing your tail in a hall of mirrors. And the best part, it's all legal. Yep, legal loopholes. I tell you, if robbing America came with a tax deduction, these people would write it off as a business expense. But yeah, sure, the real threat is Trump's golf swing. Meanwhile, these guys are playing Monopoly with real countries. Now they're telling us, get this, that Obama was the one behind the Russia hoax. That's right, the guy with the smooth voice and the Nobel Peace Prize turns out to be the wizard of fraud behind the curtain. I tell you, I should have known something was up when he gave that speech with 43 offs and not one straight answer. The guy weaponized the FBI like it was his own personal chess set. Spied on Trump's campaign, pushed a fake dossier, got the DOJ to chase ghosts for years, and now people are whispering the T word. Treason. Yeah, treason. I haven't heard that word used this much since Mel Gibson yelled it in a kilt. And what's the punishment for treason again? Oh, yeah, that little thing called death. Or as Rodney puts it, hanging by the balls until the truth trickles out. You try to overturn an election using spies, media plants, and made-up intel, and you think you get a Netflix deal and a beachfront mansion? I tell you, if I tried that, I'd be in a basement sale learning how to make toilet wine. Then they went after Trump like he was Al Capone with a Twitter account. Meanwhile, Obama's over here playing 4D chess with the Constitution and nobody says a word. You want to talk about January 6th? Nah, let's talk about July 26th, 2016, when the Russia hoax was born in some D.C. backroom with an Obama signature and a Hillary grin. Now everybody's mad that folks are calling him out. How dare you attack a former president? Yeah, well, they arrested the current one over paperwork. Spare me the outrage, sweetheart. And I tell you, if there's no public trial, no accountability, and no gallows with a plaque that says, "Brought to you by justice," then you can kiss this republic goodbye. And I mean a full-tongue goodbye. Obama lied, he spied, and the only transparency he ever gave us was the glass on the teleprompter. Yeah, I tell you ever get that feeling like you've seen this movie before? Same actors, same script, only this time the title's changed. First it was Russiagate, now it's Epstein. Next up, who knows? Maybe Fauci's funhouse of emails. Back in 2016, they said Trump was a Russian asset. Yeah, okay. And I'm a Navy SEAL on weekends. Turns out the whole thing was faker than my uncle's teeth. The media said, trust us, we've got sources. Yeah, anonymous, invisible, and usually drunk. Now here we are again. Trump's name gets mentioned once in the Epstein files, and they roll out the red carpet for another trial by headline. Trump's guilty! He was there! Meanwhile, no photos, no proof, just the same damn strategy, smear and distract. I tell you, Epstein and Russiagate are like two flavors of the same spoiled yogurt. One smells like corruption, the other tastes like perjury. And both were served cold by the same crooked kitchen. Huh? Remember the Steele dossier? Yeah, the media treated that thing like gospel. And it was written by a British guy with the credibility of a gas station scratch ticket. And now with Epstein, they're doing it again. He was on a plane. He was at a party. Yeah, so was half of Manhattan. Doesn't mean he ran the island, but the media don't care. Truth ain't the goal, it's all about the narrative. I tell you, if I hosted one cocktail party with the wrong people, MSNBC would have me labeled Rodney Dangerfield cartel liaison. You see, it's all connected. Russiagate was about rigging public opinion. Epstein's about protecting the power players, the ones who really run things from behind a curtain. Different scandals, same stink. You know what they say. If it walks like a setup, talks like a setup, and smells like CNN, it's a damn setup. I tell you, if you or me got caught with one suspicious email, we'd be doing 10 years in a cell with a roommate named Razor. But these guys, they get caught with a black book full of billionaires and underage victims, and they get invited to galas. You try getting that kind of treatment from the DOJ. These days, justice comes in two flavors: slam the peasants and protect the donors. You ever notice? The more power someone has, the more the law bends. They call it discretion. I call it selective amnesia with a law degree. You think if you or I flew on a plane with 14-year-olds and a guy who collects teeth for hobbies, we'd be walking free? Hell no! They'd throw the book at us. And the bookshelf. But with Epstein, they say, well, let's look at the context. Context? The man had a private island and a guest list that looked like a Fortune 500 indictment waiting to happen. And now that he's supposedly dead, oh yeah, sure he is, everyone just drops it. Like justice expires when your pulse does. Where's the public trial? Where's the accountability? They raided Mar-a-Lago for paper folders, but Epstein's files? Nah, those get locked tighter than a nun's diary. I tell you, when the government shields the guilty and silences the curious, it ain't justice, it's a magic trick. And we're all the schmucks in the audience wondering where the rabbit went. The people want answers. And instead they get sealed documents, dead lawyers, and judges with conflicts so big you need a GPS to map them. It ain't just a slap in the face. It's a boot to the Constitution. And it comes with a smile and a press conference. You want to fix the mess? Start by unsealing the damn files. Let the people see who's on the list. Let us see who flew, who paid, and who partied. We've waited long enough. We want names, not excuses. Don't talk to me about democracy when a federal judge married to Epstein's old prosecutor gets to block the truth like she's guarding the Ark of the Covenant. And don't give me speeches about protecting the children while you're protecting the perverts that hurt them. I tell you, if hypocrisy was an Olympic sport, Washington would sweep gold. The government's credibility? It's flatter than Biden on a bicycle. The media's integrity? They left the building around the same time Epstein hung himself with one sheet and no cameras. You want people to trust again? Then stop playing hide and seek with justice and start dragging these creeps into court. No sealed transcripts, no redacted pages, just courtroom lights and the cold truth. Because right now, it ain't justice you're protecting. It's the monster under the bed. And the people, we're wide awake. So I got a message for every judge, every politician, every media snake that helped bury this story. You're not fooling anybody anymore. And if you think the people are just going to let this slide, then I tell you, you've got less respect than I do. And brother, that's saying something. Hey folks, if you made it this far, I gotta tell you, you got more guts than Congress and more brains than the DOJ. This has been another banger from Chris Dallas and Celebrity Recreations, where the truth gets told, the jokes hit hard, and the respect still in short supply. So do me a favor, like, comment, share, and subscribe before they seal this video like they did Epstein's files. And if you're sick of the lies, the leaks, and illegal tap dancing, then stick with us, baby. We ain't letting these rats off the hook. Until next time, this is Rodney Dangerfield saying I still get no respect, but this channel, oh baby, it's earned it. Rodney out.